Happy Monday, Mr. Segovia. As the movie says, it is time. I'm just checking to see how deep this grot is. It looks like this had the bracelet. Do you still have the bracelet? Yeah, this ain't that bad. Let's just try to get the majority of the grot off. Or at least the stuff that's really loose. It'll go through the big ultrasonic, and that'll be great. Somebody has definitely worked on this before. I can see there's little marks on that centerpiece. Dirty. Dirty, don't cover it. Come on. Come on. There we go. It is just amazing that the Seiko watch can continue to perform at the level this thing has continued to perform at for so long, even without maintenance. This I'll have to hand clean. I'll start my let's hand clean pile. Come on, out. There we are. Original stem with its original stem gasket, crown gasket. Sure see that. On. Okay, well, there you go. There's one thing. This is a piece of your dial ring, plastic dial ring. It's something that Seiko did towards the end. Originally, these had been metal. So since yours is broken, I'm going to need to replace it, and I will replace it with metal. And it's just material fatigue. Huh, weird. Why is it able to do that? Well. One hand is out of there. You've got some plating loss on these hands and some paint loss. I need to clean those hands. It's possible because what you got is you got a fair amount of moisture has been getting into the watch over the years, and it's been sitting on the dial and in the hands, which is why you see this kind of damage. It will, would you get off? it weakens the surface, and it allows these things to, I don't know, the paint for the black stripe can come off. And so I'm gonna go ahead and clean these. We could see some loss on the paint. I'm not sure how the hand's gonna come out, but what we can do, worst comes to worst, I have original hand sets of this style. Yeah, definitely got some moisture in here. Five, 6, there is your dial date. Two pieces of this. Overall, the surface isn't that bad. I'm going to clean the dial as I normally do clean these dials. I don't think we're going to see loss. I'm not exactly sure what's going to come up with this marker that had all that rust around it. And the loom on the ends of the markers is pretty damaged. I'll need to clean that up some. And you've got around the date window, I don't know that you can see this, you've actually got some discoloration here. And that's where moisture got in underneath this cover. I don't want to be too aggressive with that. Over there. Definitely seeing some scoring across that face. The face is on the palette stones here, from where the palette fork has been moving against the escape wheel for all these years. I'll clean it up and we'll see. I mean, we got decent numbers out of it. I'm going to need to repair your upper mainspring arbor bushing as well. You can see, I'm hoping you can see this black mark and all this scoring here? That's from the lower mainspring arbor port being so worn that the ratchet wheel on top of the mainspring barrel is tipping over, grinding into the underneath of the of that bridge. It's, like I said, this is unusually worn for one of these. They're never usually quite this serious. Automatic winding system out. Yeah, I'm gonna have to clean that up, hand clean all of that, and repair that bushing. It's amazing that it ran this well despite being this dirty and this dry and this unmaintained. It's just a testament. Yeah. Yes, oh yes. Okay. I wonder, did someone work on this thing or not? No, it was loose. 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 Eh. Eh. Out, out. Come on. Okay, that's as stripped down as I'm going to make it. These two things, this is the Day-Date Quick Corrector. It doesn't need to be removed for cleaning. Ditto for this spring. So those I'm going to leave be. I've got to go in now and I got to hand clean everything and then deal with the lower mainspring arbor port, which is right here. And put a jewel in there, and then I've got to hand clean everything else. Deal with this upper mainspring arbor jewel there. Still have to take your barrel apart, which is something else I'm going to do because it's, you know, it's just as worn in there as anything else. We'll go from there. So there it is. It's ripped apart, and that's it. I'll deal with the case separately when I can really look at it. That's it for now. There's your main plate, all nice and clean. Look at how beautiful and clean it is. And if you look right here, you'll see there's your lower mainspring arbor jewel. See that flash there? And you can see sort of purpley thing going on there. There it is, lower mainspring arbor jewel in place. And it repaired the top bushing. So that I worked on. Everything all nice and clean, and we can start, I can start assembly. So starting to come together. Here's your new barrel. Not new barrel, your clean barrel. Mainspring with the lower jewel and the upper. See, look at that. Look at how nicely that turns. That's great. That's great. Means the power delivery will be smooth and even, and you won't have ups and downs as much, and it'll be even and nice, and I'm pretty proud of that. Okay. Here are our very first numbers. I dropped the balance 2-3 minutes ago, max. Man, I gotta tell you, these 7000 series movements, that's just with a basic service, and look at the numbers. Well, it's not a basic service, obviously. I upgraded the jewels and did other stuff, but Well, it's steady. This thing's going to be a great runner for you. Boy, talk about steady amplitude, right? What happens with these as they run in is you'll see the numbers rise and then fall, and then rise more and fall, but it rises more and falls less. It's where, and that's what we see here. Let's I'm gonna flip it. Let's see. We're gonna see a drop. Or a jump. Well then. Boy, people ever tell you the 7000 series watches aren't worth servicing? Wow. So this obviously, these are first numbers. I haven't adjusted it or done anything yet. We have a very, very good starting point. I mean, we have an excellent starting point. Like, we're not even starting. Like, I do the adjustments and it's going to hold its time and accuracy very, very well. And this is a movement that got just run and run and run and run without service. Look at those numbers. That's as good as brand new Swiss out of the box.
What am I looking at?
You're looking at the amplitude of 278 degrees,
Wow.
which is that's like getting brand new Swiss. Not that there's an equivalent. Seiko just normally doesn't run that hot, but 7000 series will. They're supposed to be like this. That's nuts.
Good job.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Those are fantastic numbers. Yeah, that's really good. Okay, I don't need to worry about this anymore. For now, we can get back to it. Okay. Just a quick morning check-in. There's your movement. There are our current numbers. I did adjust, so that didn't miraculously change on its own. Okay, I'm going to keep putting it together. Okay, so there's your watch. It's listening, the machine is listening to the case, so it's not going to be giving us as precise numbers. It's going to look a little more ragged than it actually is. Like this stuff right here, ignore that. That's the watch is, the machine is trying to listen through a case, and it's not cool. Let's try this. Aha, see? There we go. You get a right beat on the case and it can start hearing. So I like to have watches gaining slightly, so that means that you're always going to be a little ahead of schedule. You're not going to be losing any time. Better chance of making it on time to your appointment. This is exactly how I set my own watches. So there you are, we're testing it dial up and dial down. You notice that the numbers, the accuracy, and the amplitude remain the same, which is exactly what you want. And remember, these watches were sold as unadjusted. This one's adjusted in 2 directions. And that'll hold you really nicely. Okay, well, I say let's do our final video segment. Let's talk about the beauty of it and go from there. And there we are. The handset cleaned up better than I thought it was going to. I'll tell you that for nothing. I cleaned the dial. You'll notice, especially here, that was the worst marker. It's definitely improved. There's still some marking on there. I didn't want to go ape on it. There's a limit to what you can do to a dial when you're trying to get it cleaned up. You just want to be careful, want to be gentle. Case is all clean. I did a very light hand polish on it, like literally just a hand polish, like you're polishing silver, just to cut the haze off. This is your new crystal. You'll get the old crystal back and you can look at it. It's going to be a great watch for you. As much as it's been a great watch before, it'll be a great watch again. I actually haven't listened to it with my own ear. That's something I like to do. Sometimes these you can hear these models. The hairsprings will actually sing. You hear this ding 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 as it's going back and forth. When you get it, put it up to your ear and listen carefully and see if you can hear that. I call them singers when they do that, because not everyone does it. It doesn't really mean anything. It's just, I think it's a nice little extra thing when you can hear it singing along. Oops. Hands came out much, I know I already said it, but the hands came out much better than I thought was going to be possible. So I'm pleased. And I hope you are pleased too. I'm looking forward to getting this back to you, and I thank you so much for sending this in. And it was a pleasure and a privilege to work on it for you. Okay, and I hope you get many years of great use out of this. Okay, thank you much.